If you're dealing with any type of significant cravings or binge eating episodes, and you also bloat sometimes after you eat, you're going to have a really hard time correcting those binge issues if you don't first understand the connection between the bloating and the binging. You're not going to want to miss this.
TC Hale is not a doctor and does not claim to be a doctor or licensed in any type of medical field. Don't be an idiot and use anything heard on the show as medical advice. This information should be used for educational purposes only, and you should contact your doctor for any medical advice. Now get off me.
Let us know in the comments what steps you've taken to improve your binge eating and if anything has helped. Now, when it comes to the bloating, I don't want you to view this like the feeling of being bloated is going to cause you to binge eat. That's not how it works. It's not like, wow, look at how huge my stomach is when I'm bloated. I should probably put a bunch of corn chips in there. That's not really how it works. But you need to understand that binging or severe cravings, they're not personality traits. There's physiological issues that are going on in the body that are making the body send that signal like, hey, you got to give me some more stuff. And it's also problematic in the fact that for some people, when they start to eat something, they just can't stop. So this is not a personality issue. We need to look at what's actually going on in the body to understand how to correct the problem. The body needs minerals and nutrients and a fuel source to function correctly, and not just for you to have the fuel to get up and go across the room. Your body needs fuel to run processes that are going on without you even thinking about them. A lot of cravings are just about the body looking for more minerals or glucose. And what's great is that when one goes low, the other can buffer that deficiency. When minerals go too low, they can be buffered by glucose and vice versa. So the ability for them to buffer each other is crucial. When both minerals and glucose are both going too low at the same time, the body will send a signal to crave something sweet or carbohydrates that can be turned into glucose, or something salty so the body can access more minerals. Now, different people will crave different things at different times, but it's usually just the body looking for something that it can use to make up for a deficit. It's often looking for something that it can break down very easily and turn into an immediate fuel source. And the reason this might be needed by the body is because you may not be pulling all the nutrients out of the food like you should be. Here's how it works. When we eat food, our stomach acidifies that food and helps us start to break that food down. And once the food is acidified properly, it will leave the stomach and go into the duodenum, or the first 10 inches of the small intestine. That's where the gallbladder will squirt alkaline bile down onto this acidic product that just left the stomach. Now, this alkaline bile meeting this acidic product that just left the stomach creates a sizzle when they collide. This sizzle helps us bust that food apart and pull all the nutrients out of that food. Now those nutrients are available for our body to use. So if either side of digestion is not working correctly, we don't get that sizzle and we can't really pull all the nutrients out of that food. Now, when a person is bloating, that's most commonly caused by a lack of stomach acid. When there isn't enough stomach acid there to break that food down properly in the stomach, the food has to break down by process of rotting and fermenting. And this rotting and fermenting can create toxins and gases, and these gases create pressure that can expand our stomach and create bloating. Now, this stomach acid is also there to keep the bad guys out. Bacteria and other varmints are coming in on the food that we're eating. It's hard to avoid that. But the stomach acid is there as a barrier to the body. It keeps all the bad guys out by frying them in an acid bath. But when someone isn't making enough stomach acid, those bad bugs can get in, they can set up camp, they can raise their kids, they go to college, they have a keg party. It's a great time. And is this bacteria infection in the stomach where it shouldn't be? We shouldn't have bacteria in the stomach. As it starts to thrive, the waste from that bacteria is alkaline, and the waste can create more gases and more pressure and create more bloating. So there's two ways that a lack of stomach acid can create bloating, but either way we know when there's not enough stomach acid that we're not breaking our food down properly and we're not able to pull all the nutrients out of that food. The other problem with a possible infection that can come in when stomach acid isn't there to kill it is that the body now needs to use resources to go towards dealing with this invader. Resources that should have been used for other functions, making an even greater deficiency and making the body scream for even more. Hey, I need more stuff to deal with all this stuff I got going on. So a lot of times the body's going to scream for processed or carbohydrate junk, that's easily broken down into sugar and easily turned into fuel. When digestion isn't working correctly, it's a lot easier to turn a Pop-Tart into fuel than it is a steak. A steak takes a lot of effort to break down, where junk food is practically broken down while it's still in the package. It's just processed junk that turns immediately into glucose. And that's why the body's going to scream for this junk. Or if we have a bite of a potato chip, your body's like, eat the whole bag, eat it now, eat 7 more bags of those potato chips. And it's really hard to control ourselves when the body's trying to access something that it needs just to function. So you can see that if you're bloating, it's really important to fix the underlying cause of that bloating and to correct any digestive malfunctions that may be going on. Now, we have a free digestion course, and I'll put the link to that free course in the description below. And that can walk you through figuring out which aspects of digestion may not be working correctly and steps that you can take to correct that. Because if you're bloating, for a lot of people, they'll have other digestive malfunctions as well. One digestive malfunction can create nutrient deficiencies or raise other stress issues in the body that can cause other digestive malfunctions. So it's important to figure out what's going wrong with that. I'll also put in the description a link to our video for Why Am I So Bloated? So you can get some more insights into bloating and the steps you can take to correct that. But for now, watch our video on how to stop sugar cravings fast, because that will give you more insights into what may be going wrong with digestion that's causing the body to scream for sugars or cause the binge eating episodes. I can't wait to hear about your results.